This is a Sofirn SF26, which we're about to do a review on. This thing is amazing. So this is just a quick spoiler, but this thing has heck of a beam on it. Really compact size, extremely powerful, really tight hot spot. And man, this thing really puts out a beam. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to another flashlight video. This time Sofirn's kind enough to send us out the SF26, a new long throw, powerful EDC flashlight. And this thing is quite impressive. I've taken it outside to test it out a little bit, and wow, the beam on this thing is amazing. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned for that and the beam shots. Anyway, Happy New Year to everyone. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and holidays and all that stuff. And welcome to 2024. This is my first flashlight review of 2024, so probably gonna have many more coming down the road, so looking forward to that. Anyway, real quick, just to save time as I do lately now, I just go ahead and unbox everything to save you some time. I'll put a picture on the screen of what the flashlight looks like inside the box. The flashlight is really well packaged inside this box, and it has a magnetic opening box, so it's pretty cool. And it's well packaged so it won't get damaged or anything like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about what you get with this flashlight in the box. But first we'll take a look at the box itself, and hopefully my autofocus will cooperate with me. So Sofirn SF26, you can see it's capable of 2000 lumens, 964 meters of throw. We'll be going over all the stats on this flashlight as we go through it. So nothing really much on the sides. There is some information on the back. You can pause it if you wish to read it. We will be going through all the output specs, so just to let you know. And on the bottom, it just has the, the serial number and other information. So put that back over here. All right, first thing you're gonna get in the box is the user manual. So again, we'll be going through all the specs, and more than likely let's see, this is all in English on one side, and looks like maybe Mandarin or Chinese on the other side. So you get that. You do get a lanyard, and you do get, this is a USB-C rechargeable flashlight, so you do get a USB Type-C cable, USB-A to USB Type-C. All right, and I'll go ahead and move these things aside, and we'll take a closer look at the flashlight as we go over the specs. And real quick, it does have this label on here. This is basically just to tell you to remove the insulator that is between the battery and the tail cap or the tail switch, so the flashlight won't operate in transit. So that just is all what that says there, and we'll just take that off so it's out of our way. All right, so the Sofirn SF26. Now the emitter on this, and you can see the lens on this thing is quite awesome looking. The LED in this is an SF40 LED, and it's the color is between 6,000 and 6,500 Kelvin. Okay, this really cool reflector that you see here, I'll try to zoom in a bit. This is a PMMA TIR lens. Now, I'm going to try to do my best to pronounce this, but I'm probably going to put this on the screen. Polymethyl methylcrylate, which is what PMMA stands for. It's an acrylic polycarbonate. And TIR, so I haven't really mentioned, I think, in past videos what TIR really means. So TIR stands for total internal reflection. So basically what this does is it captures all the light from the LED radiating out, leaving the source. So it captures all the light coming out of the LED and focuses it in an optimal shape to output it through the front of the flashlight, obviously. Now I'll put this on screen so you can kind of see what TIR does as far as helping to focus the light, capturing it all and focusing it out in a really, really strong beam. As you'll see later, like I said, this light is quite impressive. So I think you'll really get a kick out of that. This is made out of AL6061-T6 aluminum alloy, and it does look like it's obviously hard to anodize. As I said, this is USB Type-C. Now this is really cool. Instead of having a little flap or a rubber flap like a lot of flashlights do. This actually has it hidden, so you have to twist this down to reveal the USB-C port, which you can see right there. I'll zoom in a little bit. It's got the O-ring. So this is really nice over the little rubber seals that a lot of flashlights have, because this makes it a lot more secure, especially from water intrusion. So it's really snug on there. It's got some nice knurling around it. And you can see it's got a thing just indicating this is where the USB-C Type-C port is. Okay, let me unscrew that again because we'll get to this in a moment. But there is also an LED indicator right here that will tell you the battery level and charging and all that kind of stuff. So let me go ahead and show that. But it goes on, it unscrews really smoothly and screws back on really smoothly. It's a little tight, but that's, you know, that's to keep it secure. So I wouldn't worry about it. It's not difficult at all to move. It does have some nice knurling here, really grippy. So I can really hold this in your hand. Let's see. So we talked about the USB-C charging port that's hidden. This does have a 21700 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. We'll go ahead and take a look at that real fast. And there's that little insulator that says remove. So we'll remove that. Take a look at the battery here. Sofirn 21700, a 5000 milliamp hour battery. So very nice. Take a look at the tail switch here. It's got a nice spring there. And let's see. And so this is double springs. A little hard to see down there. Let me grab a light and see if I can shine it down there for you. Not the best picture I know, but you get the idea. We'll go ahead and put the battery back. It is a flat type style battery. Probably, yeah, we're gonna zoom back out there. Okay, battery level indicator. We showed you that here a moment ago. Let me just get to that again. So when you're charging this, it's going to be red, solid red, meaning it's charging, and when it goes solid green, it means it's charged. And you should have seen that on screen. I took some photos of it just to show you. And let's see, when you turn it on. Now, I'm not sure how you'd normally see this without having this port open, because obviously when this is closed, this is going to cover up the LED indicator light. So not sure if that was a good design to do that, because obviously if this is closed, which I imagine most of the time it would be, you wouldn't see the battery level indicator. So not sure why they did it that way, but that is the way it is done. So for the battery level indicator, constant green on means the battery's in good condition. Constant red would mean the battery's in poor condition. And flashing red means the battery's in critical condition and you probably need to recharge or replace the battery. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's see here. This does have what they call low voltage protection. The operating voltage for this flashlight is between 3 and 4.2 volts. And it will auto detect the battery level. If it drops below 2.9 volts, it's going to turn off the flashlight to protect the battery from damage. Many of you already know, lithium-ion batteries do not like to be fully drained. Sometimes they will not recharge, and you have to have a special charger in order to recharge the battery if it drops too low. So it's nice that this flashlight will protect the battery from that issue. You do also have a reverse polarity protection, so if you should perhaps put in the battery in backwards, you will not fry your flashlight, like I have told in many stories about the laser I fried because I put the battery in backwards. And you do have a little picture here on the flashlight showing you which way to put the battery in, with a positive this way and a negative towards the tail switch. So very good there. Let's see. This is IPX8 waterproof, and it's also 1 meter impact resistant. And it does have what they call their ATR system, which stands for Advanced Temperature Regulation. And in a nutshell, basically what that's going to do is going to step down the light if it gets too hot to protect the flashlight. And you have what they call a multi-function tactical tail switch on this flashlight. And I'll zoom in a little bit. So you got the primary switch, or the large switch, which is for momentary or constant on. So you can just kind of point and click. You don't have to fully press it to do that. So very nice there. And a secondary switch, or what I would say the small switch is, this is instant strobe, or you can cycle through the modes, which on this flashlight, which we're going to go through in a moment, eco, low, medium, high, and turbo, okay? And you can also get into special modes using this switch as well. So everything can be done all in the tail switch of this flashlight, which is really nice. Let me zoom back out. The only issue I see is this will not tail stand. So not sure why they couldn't have designed it maybe a little bit differently so it could tail stand, but because it's slightly off center, it won't tail stand. I mean, you could prop it up against something, so it's not a huge issue. But just to be aware of that. I usually like flashlights that tail stand, so in emergency you can use them as a lantern and to light up a room or something, just aim at the ceiling. So that works out really well. But again, you could lean this against something, so not a big deal. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the modes and the outputs here, and I'll go ahead and put this on screen. So the lowest mode, which is what we call eco, it's 10 lumens for 100 hours of runtime, so really good runtime. I find 10 hours is really useful around the house. It's plenty enough to see things quite well with some light discipline, so you don't really greatly disturb others, and really like the really long runtime, 100 hours. All right, low, 100 lumens, 19 hours and 10 minutes. Medium is 300 lumens for 6 hours and 20 minutes. High is 1,000 lumens for 4 hours and 10 minutes. Man, I remember when flashlights that were 1,000 lumens was like, wow, that was a big thing. And now look where we are today with thousands and thousands of lumens in many flashlights. Turbo, 2,000 lumens, 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I would just caution you to say here that most likely, because of the high output, it's going to step down because it's probably going to get hot. So just be aware of that. I'll try to run it on turbo for a while and maybe give you an update later on in the video about how long that will realistically run in turbo. SOS drops down to 600 lumens. So be aware of that. No runtime listed. And beacon is 2,000 lumens. I really like beacon mode. I figure if you ever you're hiking or something, you got lost and you needed some help, you could set the flashlight in beacon. It will flash a flash of 2,000 lumens every so many seconds. And usually it will run for quite a long time. So really cool there. One of my favorite modes is beacon. And I really like, when I first got into flashlights, I was really into the high outputs, the 1,000 lumens, 2,000 lumens, but I've really come to appreciate the lower modes. The lower modes are, most of the time for me, far more useful because I can run the flashlight for long periods of time and a reasonable lumen output for doing different tasks or an emergency. If I run out of power and I need to use the flashlights at night, works really well. And the lower modes have such great long run times, so I really like that. Max throw on this flashlight, 964 meters. And that equals 3,162 feet or 0.59 miles. So just over a half a mile of throw on this flashlight. So quite extraordinary for a almost pocketable size and hand size tactical style EDC flashlight. And the max candela on this flashlight is 232,625 candela. So very, very impressive. Take another look here at the SF26. Very nice. Really like that reflector. Very, very nice. So yeah, really feels good in the hand. This grippy, this knurling right here is really grippy, guys. So I imagine if you had gloves, it would be great even with gloves on to operate this. And the separation between these switches is pretty good too. So a really big momentary and on switch and the slightly smaller instant strobe or changing the modes. Really nice there. So I like this. Very, very cool. And I think you guys are going to be really impressed when we take it outside and show this and what it can do in the dark here. So anyway, real quick, we're going to go into the UI. Won't be too long. It's pretty simple UI. So we'll do that real quick and then we'll take it outside and light up the night. All right, the UI or user interface for the Sofirn SF26, it's a very simple user interface. Might get a little complicated around the special modes, but not really. It's pretty simple. But real quick, before I do the UI, I wanted to go over the dimensions of the flashlight. So I'll put this on screen. The head width is 60 millimeters or roughly 2.36 inches wide for the head. And the length of this flashlight is 149 millimeters or about 5.86 inches. And the weight without the battery, keep in mind, 211 grams or 7.44 ounces. So real quick, wanted to go over that. So real easy to operate this. To turn it on, you just fully press the large tail switch. Turns on. Now, normally when you get this light, I think it starts out in turbo, but we're starting out in the lowest mode, which is eco, to make this a little bit easier. This flashlight does have memory, so it will memorize the modes. So this is eco, 10 lumens. Press a small switch. You jump to low. 10 lumens has a runtime of 100 hours. Low, which is you're seeing right now, 100 lumens, 19 hours and 10 minutes. Next one up, medium, 300 lumens, 6 hours and 20 minutes. High, 1,000 lumens, and already that beam, it's very hard for me to look at the wall as the camera has auto-adjusted for brightness, so just keep that in mind. It will auto-adjust for brightness, so you can't see how hot this beam is, but I can't even look at the wall. And this is 1,000 lumens. This is not turbo. Now, it's funny. I remember when flashlights that had 500 lumens or 1,000 lumens were like a really big thing, and now we have so many flashlights that are easily over 1,000 lumens. So it's pretty amazing how far we've come in just the last 10, maybe a little over 10 years period of time with flashlights. So really awesome. Click it one more time to go into turbo, 2,000 lumens. Click it again, it's going to drop back down to eco. And again, if you turn it off, this is momentary, but obviously it remembers the mode. Now, this is a strobe warning. So as I said, the small switch on the back of the tail switch is for instant strobe. And it does have a really nice alternating flash pattern. So I'm going to have it on for a little bit just so you can kind of see that. Hopefully you'll be able to see that on camera here. So here we go. Strobe warning. Definitely has a very disorienting flash pattern, and it changes that flash pattern so it can be very disorienting to a human or an animal if necessary to protect yourself. So just obviously use caution when using a flashlight this bright when pointing at either humans or animals. So be aware of that, of course. So now I'm going to put it back on to eco. And I'm going to press the strobe, so another strobe warning. To get in the special mode, you have to have the strobe on. So I'm going to press the strobe switch here while the flashlight's on. Should go into strobe. Nope, sorry. I'm sorry. You got to hold it down. My bad. Hold down the small switch to go into strobe. And now to go into SOS, you're going to double press the small switch. And now we're in SOS. And SOS again is at 600 lumens. So it slightly drops down, but this bright, it's still really bright at 600 lumens. And double tap again, the small switch, and you're going to go beacon. Beacon's the full 2,000 lumens, and the camera can't even pick it up. It's puts out a really hot flash, really intense. So I can't imagine anyone missing you in case you're out in the wilderness and needed someone's attention for rescue or what have you, that they would miss you with this beacon. 2,000 lumens, and this beam really shoots out there, as you're going to see in the nighttime shots, the beam shots. So press it again, it just goes back to the last mode it was in, and we'll cycle back up through. We'll make sure it's an eco when we start out there. So that's the UI on the SF26. Really simple, not really complicated, and that's really what you want in a flashlight like this. I think almost anyone can operate this flashlight, so very, very nice. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and take it outside in the dark and see how it performs. All right, the night has fallen here in Florida, and we're outside with the Sofirn SF26. Very compact thrower, and I think you guys, as I said, will be very impressed with this flashlight. And so we're going to start out in the low modes. We're going to start out in eco, which is 10 lumens. And so this is 10 lumens. That's the bird bath, which is about 30 feet away from me. And there's a tree stump out there. I'll zoom in so you can see it maybe. Again, this is just 10 lumens. This shows you how much of a throw this flashlight has from Sofirn. Camera's kind of adjusting there, but you can definitely see it's a very intense hot spot. Let's see if you You could read something with this beam up close. Might be a little bright, but you could do it with the 10 lumens. And again, 100 hours of runtime on 10 lumens, so that might be quite handy for some. Let's go ahead and bump it up to low. This is 100 lumens. Now that bird bath, which is 30 feet away, is coming in quite well. Definitely seeing that tree stump a bit more. Zoomed in a little bit for you guys there. I'll zoom back out. Definitely making up the trees up there and doing really well. So let's bump it up again to medium, 300 lumens. So 300 lumens doing really well. Starting to get a little bit of a flood off the side of the beam there. Really lighting up the bird bath well, lighting up the trees. So 300 lumens, really doing well. Let's go up to high here, 1000 lumens. Definitely get more of that flood out of that beam now. Let's zoom in a little bit. Again, this is a great spotter. You wanted to use this for search and rescue or police officer or just to check out your own property, very good. I mean, this is 1000 lumens and look at the beam on this flashlight. It's almost like a laser. And I remember not that long ago, 10 years ago, 1000 lumens for a flashlight, that was something. And now we have so many flashlights that have surpassed 1000 lumens. So, but this 1000 lumens still very impressive from the Sofirn SF26. Now let's bump it up one more. This is turbo. Gonna be overkill in my little backyard here. About a half acre here I'm on. But again, this beam has can throw over a little bit over a half a mile. So I don't know if my backyard's gonna do this quite a lot of justice. So I'm gonna try to take this flashlight out to the woods that's further away from my house. A little bit of a trek, but I'll try to get a little bit more of a distance beam shot for you guys. And hopefully that'll give you a better idea of what this flashlight can do. I'm gonna drop it back down to one of the lower modes. So anyway, I want to say a big thank you out to Sofirn once again for sending me the SF26. And been very impressed with this flashlight. I think as many of you will probably be as well. It's a very high intensity, far throwing compact thrower. So very awesome. Didn't mention this in the video earlier, now at least not in words, but there will be purchase links in the description of the video as well as a coupon code. That coupon code will be for a limited time, so just be aware of that. So if you're interested in the flashlight, I suggest you check that out. I don't make any money on the links in this video or the coupon codes or anything, so just FYI there. So anyway, I'll join you out here in the better shot out in the woods, the deeper woods, where you can get more of a beam shot. And we'll test the SF26 out there at the high 1000 lumens and 2000 lumens. So stay tuned for that, coming up next. Okay, I'm out here in the deep woods here with the Sofirn SF26, and we're going to start out in the Eco and quickly work our way up to Turbo, 2000 lumens. So I'll go ahead and turn it on. I'm on a dirt road. It's probably a quarter mile or more beyond those trees ahead. Hopefully you can make this out in the video. Try and do my best here, guys, to give you a good view of how well this flashlight performs as a thrower for distance. So we'll turn it on here. That's Eco, 10 lumens. Not gonna really see a whole lot. Bump it up a little bit. This is the road here. Hopefully it's making it out in the camera okay. And 100 lumens. You can definitely see it's making it down the road there. Zoom back out. 300 lumens. Definitely making it out there. Sorry for the focus here, it's kind of hard with this camera. Let's bump it up again. Oop, almost fell over there. Okay, 1000 lumens. Definitely making it down the road. Hoping it's going to focus in for you guys. This is Turbo, 2000 lumens. You can definitely see that beam. It's definitely making it down this road. The camera is just not zooming in as much as it should. It's not focusing. But it's definitely making it out there. You can see the trees on the side of the road, but that road right there, that's a good quarter mile or more from here where I'm standing. So just heck of a thrower here. I wish my camera would give it more justice, but you might just take my word for a little bit about how awesome this thing really is. There's the road, there's the trees, and again, I really apologize about the focus. I wish I had a better camera to show you this, guys, but it is really awesome. So I'm on back down. It does get a little warm in turbo, not terribly warm, but you can definitely tell it's getting warm around the head, but not burning hot, and it didn't step down. So again, really impressive with the Sofirn SF26 here. So once again, thank you to Sofirn for sending us out the SF26 to show here on the channel. Again, the links will be in the description along with the coupon code. So again, thank you for joining me for another flashlight video, guys. You guys take care and happy lumens.
Darling, I've been tempted by the darkness.